Good old media day.
I love it.
Media day.
All right.
Good for mask on?
Yeah, you're fine. As long as you're comfortable with it. How would you kind of quantify the last year? Describe it. I mean, it had to be a frustrating one for you.
Yeah, 2020 was rough with all the fight cancellations, but 2020 was rough for everyone. So, in the end of the day, I was training the whole time. I was working on my craft the whole time. I was leveling up the whole time. And, there's nothing else I would rather be doing than training and, doing what I was doing. The only frustrating part was that I wasn't able to put it on display for the world. But, like I said, I kept training. And everything happens for a reason, and we got on this card, this pay-per-view card against a undefeated opponent, so it all worked out.
I think that's the right way to look at it, right? At least I can keep getting better and I can keep improving. But was it difficult? I mean, along the way, were there moments where you're like, Jesus?
Yeah, it was rough, especially when I broke my foot. But I stayed doing PT, and I'm 100% healthy now, and we got this huge opportunity, and now I'm ready to make the most of it.
Nice. Let's say, main card of a pay-per-view, not only pay-per-view, but obviously it's going to be one of the biggest ones of the year, right? So does that, I'm sure you're just excited to get back against anybody on any card, but does that add to it a little bit?
I mean, it doesn't. I can't write it up better than this. I mean, in Fight Island, we're in Abu Dhabi right now on a Conor McGregor pay-per-view, on the pay-per-view portion against an undefeated opponent with all this hype. So, I mean, is perfect.
I was going to ask you, he's got that flashy record. He's had some great performances, right? When you get matched up with somebody like that, I mean, is there initial, intimidation at all? Like, man, what's this guy all about? Or do you right away see, no, I see the weaknesses, I see the problems?
Yeah, no, not at all. I was undefeated once, too. I know how he feels. And, I watched him. I saw him when he fought Kama Worthy. And, I know he's good. I respect his power. I respect his skills. But, I watched his fights, and I know that this guy hasn't been tested. He hasn't been tested like I'm going to test him. And, it's going to be fun.
Very nice. Last thing for me, he's got, he's had some exciting performances. So, are you expecting something that happens real quick? Or are you trying to drag him out into deep waters? What kind of fight are we going to see?
I'm prepared for it all. But, yeah, I'm gonna test him. I'm going to drag him to deep water. I'm going to drown him, see if he can swim. So, everyone he's fought, he's got a lot of first-round finishes. I know he comes out hot, and I'm prepared for it. What's going to happen when I don't go down like the rest of his guys, we're going to find out.
Has it been beneficial at all being around so many high-level lightweights this week?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been following Michael Chandler his whole career, so it's pretty cool seeing him around. And I just saw Dustin Poirier walk by. Haven't seen McGregor yet. I heard Khabib's walking around too.
Kind of lightweight right now.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'm like a fan just as much as a fighter. And I see these 155ers walking around, and no doubt I'm sizing everyone up.
What do you think happens in the main event? Pretty big one. How do you see that one playing out?
It's going to be a great fight. It's definitely going to be different than the first time they fought. And, I just, I like both guys. I'm a fan of McGregor. He's great for the sport, just in everything. The first UFC event I ever went to was McGregor against Seaver in Boston back in the day. And I was 1-0 as a pro back then. And I was watching that fight, just feeling the energy that McGregor brings with all the Irish fans. And I was like, I gotta fight. And now I'm fighting on a McGregor card, so it's pretty cool. And Dustin Poirier, you can't not love that guy, and you got to root for him, and I always do. So I'm mainly rooting for a good fight. I want to see a great fight, and I'm excited to watch. I'm hoping that they let us into the arena so we can watch.
You were at that fight in person?
Yeah, I was at that fight in person back in the day. I was 1-0 as a pro too, and I was just getting going in my career, and I was like, I got to get here. I'm gonna make it here. Now we're here.
Of the four, because obviously the champion of your division says the top four basically fighting to impress him. Of the four, who do you think was the most challenges to beat? Charles Oliveira makes too.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, you want to see like a guy with such high level jiu-jitsu against like Khabib, who's just mauling people. But you know, I'd like to see Chandler too. You know, he's like hasn't fought Khabib yet, and mainly you know I've already seen McGregor, I've already seen Poirier. You know, I'd like to see another guy fight him, but we'll see.
Have you had a moment to like get out on the balcony and just reflect on how far you've come?
Yeah, definitely. You know, had a lot of time to reflect during this quarantine. I'll tell you that much. But feels good. You know, we just got out today and walking around and trying to, you know, soaking in like the hotel at least. And but yeah, every day, like multiple times a day, I look at my boy Billy Q and I'm like, yo, we're in Abu Dhabi about to fight on a McGregor pay-per-view, and you know, we're at the highest level of the sport. And you know, me and him came up as amateurs together talking about this like, you know, 9-10 years ago, and now we're here, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
All right, thanks.
I got
guys.
one over here real quick.
Oh.
Who would you say the biggest influence and your you know a main training partner that you know really got you to this point?
Yeah, you know, I've had a few, but you know, there was one guy that I've been beating up my entire career. You know, he was, I pretty much call him my punching bag. You know, that Billy Q kid. You know. All right.
That's awesome.
You didn't even say his name.
That Billy Q kid. You know.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.